Before you is a spreadsheet showing the as planned v as built critical path method of calculation using the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet is very large, as you can see. And contains all the data necessary to do the analysis. Our first protocol is to look at the dynamic critical path. The dynamic critical path can be seen as the red coloured cells show how the path evolves. The activities associated with the as-built critical path for the dynamic are to the left, as also are the as-planned, the as-built. The dynamic critical path is calculated from the as-planned for activities still to complete to the right of the data-date line, and therefore they are theoretical statements and not factual statements. As they are theoretical statements, not factual statements, the as-planned, the as-built critical path needs to be established. First of all, we'll compare the dynamic critical path to the as-planned, the as-built critical path to see if there are any differences. And of course there are. Some are the same, some are clearly not, because the activities marked in yellow are not critical according to the as-planned, the as-built critical path, whereas the activities in red and green are critical according to the dynamic critical path. You've got to ask yourself why this is. We therefore need to look at the as-planned, as-built as the lead driving critical path compared to the dynamic critical path. Immediately it is obvious that the dynamic critical path compared to the as-built critical path is not always the same. We ask ourselves why. Well, the clue is the float values. If you look at the float values on the dynamic critical path, they are huge. Why is this? And this is because it hasn't been corrected at the data-date line, or even if it hasn't been corrected, the logic and the intent of the as-planned theoretical statement has not been followed in the actual sequence followed. We therefore have two divergent critical paths, one the as-built, the as-planned, and one the dynamic critical path. From the two, an as-built, the as-built critical path has to be determined. The lead, in my view, has to be the as-planned, the as-built factual path, with reconnaissance made to the dynamic critical path to put you in the place and in the position of the person that would have been at the time of making decisions to diverge from what was planned to be followed. Thank you very much for your time.